Alright, so this video is on multiplying 1 by 3-digit numbers. Okay, so this is for the 4th grade students. You have a graphic organizer at the school. It's also located on this web page under K through 5 math, and then you go down to the bottom, it will say graphic organizers. You can print those off, or the kids can just write on a piece of paper, however you want to do this at home. The graphic organizer just keeps everything organized, so it's however you guys want to do it. But I'm gonna do it up on the board. This is the graphic organizer just written on the board. So same thing. I will be doing 2 problems off of the worksheet online. That may be a little different than the one if you picked it up at the school. That's just more practice, but I will be going off of under 4th grade. It will say 4th grade worksheet under the one that's recommended for the 4th grade group to use. If they are in grade 4, they will do the 4th grade worksheet. So just follow that same thing, all those activities in there, and this is the one to help with that. So multiplying the 1 by 3-digit numbers. So the first problem on that worksheet is 984, and that's times 5. So I put my hundreds place 9, tens place 8, ones place 4, so 984. And then in this same ones place 5 because it is in the ones place. Okay. I'm just going to explain how to do this step by step, so feel free to rewatch these videos as much as it's needed, pause where you need to, and just make sure that you're not forgetting any steps when you do the practice. Again, you do not need to turn in any worksheets. I said this in the first video if you guys watched that one on the home page. You do not need to turn in any of these worksheets. I will still send the math test home on Fridays, hopefully this Friday, depending on how this goes, but and you still are required to do your math test on your own with no help. If you do need help reading the questions, that's totally fine, but you do have the button that will read it to you. Just make sure when you click on the test, you click on the blue thing so it allows you to hear it. Otherwise, you can have somebody read it to you, but that's all the help that your parents or anybody else are allowed to give you, because I need to make sure what we're gonna do if this continues, and I know what to teach you guys next. So I base everything off of how well you're doing on certain tests. And if there's one area that you're like, I'm not sure how to do this, totally fine. I will just teach you in another video and we'll do it that way. So just make sure, if you don't know how to do it, just do your best guess and move on to the next one, okay? All right, but worksheets wise, everything is just practice, just so you feel comfortable with it, okay? So this is 984. We always start at this bottom number, and this number has to multiply every single number here. So you take this number and multiply it by 4, you'll take it and multiply it by 8, take it and multiply it by 9. So I'm gonna start in this column. So I do 5 times 4. So I'll write what I'm doing right here so you can see it. 5 times 4, because I'm taking this 5 and multiplying it by this 4. 5 times 4, you can use your multiplication chart, which is also located at the school, or you can, use a calculator, whatever's easiest. Please don't do this whole problem with a calculator, because when it comes time for knowing how to do everything, I really hope you don't use the calculator on your end of the week test, but I can't stop you, so I'm really hoping you don't, so I can get accurate information. But make sure you know how to do each of these step by step. So I do 5 times 4. You can use your multiplication chart. Remember, by finding the 5 at the top and the 4 on the side, bringing your fingers together, you will land at 20. Okay, so since this answer is 20, I'm going to put my 0 here, and my 2 is going to get carried all the way up here where it has the plus sign. Okay, so now I'm going to do, I have this 20, it's just broken apart here. That 20 broken apart here. Now I do 5 times 8. 5 times 8 is, so I'll write that here, that's what I'm doing next. Use your multiplication chart if you need to. I'm gonna make sure you guys remember how to use these. Everybody's fantastic at this, but just in case. I can find my 5 here, find my 8 down on the side, and then I would connect my fingers, which would be here. I could do it the other way, go to my 8, find my 5, here. Okay, so my answer, I hope you could see that, but okay, my answer will be 40. Okay, so now I have 40 from 5 times 8 since I'm multiplying this by my next number, but that's not all I got to do. I still have to add this number at the top. So I did 40 here, but I need to add 2. So 40 plus 2 is, this is where 41, 42, your answer would be 42. So 42 is my answer, so I'm going to do the same thing here that I did on the last one. So I take my number in my ones place over there, I'll put it first, and then that number in my tens place, it's going to still be carried because there's still a number here. So I can't just put it down here. I'm going to take that whole 42, so I have my 2 here, my 4 has to be carried. Okay, so now I do 5 times 9 because I've already times 5 by everything else. So 5 times 9, you may use your multiplication chart. Once again, finding those pieces. You can use a calculator, but try not to do the whole thing once again on a calculator. So same thing, making sure you're going to 5, going across here, going down to find the 9, and then connecting here, and then finding your number, making sure that you're going in the same rows. You get 45. 45. But that's not all because I need to add that. So I did 5 times 9, and now I need to add 4. So 45 plus 4 is, and this is where you can start at 45 and then count beyond on 4. So you say 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. 4 fingers, 4 here, starting at 45. Your answer was 49. Now, there's no other boxes or any other numbers here. So I am done. All I gotta do is take that 49 that I have there and bring it into these next boxes. Okay.
Miriam, there's a man in the office that needs you.
So this is your
He's
answer,
in the office. He's gonna give you a
4,920, and then that will be your answer for that, okay? I will show one more on your worksheet so you can feel comfortable with it. Your next problem on there. Okay, next problem is 444 times 8. So this one, same thing, but it's going to be a little easier because you're just multiplying all the same numbers. So you'll start here, 8 times 4, 8 times 4. Once again, grab your graphic or your multiplication chart or calculator. 8 times 4 is 32. So then I take my number in my ones place, put it in my ones place. My number in my tens place will be carried up here to my plus sign. Now I still have to multiply this number by every single number. So now I do 8 times 4 yet again. But this time it will be different because I need to add the number up here. So I do 8 times 4 plus 3. So 8 times 4 is 32, and then I need to add 3. So now I start at 32, and then I add 3 more to it. So I would say 32, 33, 34, 35. 35 is what I get. Now, first number comes here, 5. My next number will be carried because I can't put it here yet because there's still a number here. So the 3 will be carried. So your 35 is here. Okay. Now you do the same thing, 8 times 4 again. Okay. And after you do 8 times 4, you know that answer is 32 because that's what it's been. But you have to do 8 times 4 plus 3 yet again. Should be the same answer again. So you do 32, count after, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay, that 35 now, since there's no other number to put here, then you're just gonna put the entire number down here. So that 35 is gonna come here. So 35 just came there. So now your answer is 3,552. So that's all your steps for the multiplying 3 digits by 1 digit. If you have questions, make sure you email me and I can make another video if it's needed. But otherwise, just do the worksheets as practice so you can be prepared to take those tests at the end of the week.